Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Oh, feel that sunshine. It feels so wonderful. It has been so gloomy for the last 5 or 6 days, and I think things are getting back to normal now. 70-degree weather this week. This is what I'm down here for. Okay, first of all, I'm going to do a real quick walk around and show you my garden. And then when I come back, I've been reading the comments from my last video, and instead of typing out all the answers, I thought I would, because there was a lot of questions, I thought instead I would just answer your questions here on my video. So let me show you around the garden and then I'll come back. Flies. Okay, let's see what I got going here. Most everything I have, with a couple exceptions, I started when I was still up in Eagle Nest. So here's the dwarf cabbage, Katarina cabbage. And it was very tiny, just like this, until I put it in this container. And within a week, they've just gone nuts. So yes, they're really liking the cool weather crops are really, really liking this weather down in the desert. This is potatoes. I'm still waiting on these potatoes to die off. And it just seems like it keeps growing more stems and new leaves. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I threw some Cascadia snap peas in here the other day. My problem has been I've just ran out of soil. So I just put some stuff in containers and some are still in the cups. We'll skip over this temporarily here. We got some pak choi here, which I think I will replace this with some more cabbage when it comes up. I'd like to almost succession plant that cabbage. So I just put some more seeds today in the soil, and hopefully I can replace these pak choi with the cabbage. This is also pak choi. Okay, so on these, though everything that is cool weather crops like this are going nuts, but we're going to see what happens with the warm summer crops. This is butternut squash, bush variety. They don't get real big. The plants don't get as big as regular butternuts. Here's two more I stuck in here. Whoever does best gets to stay. And I did too, because it's hard sometimes when things aren't flowering. I'm not, hopefully I'll get a better chance of male and female flowers at the same time if I do more than one plant. So we'll see how that does down here. These are a little sad because I transplanted them yesterday. But other than that, I think they're fine. So over on this side, once again, I'm trying to grow the Rosella purple tomatoes. These are a dwarf variety, but the prairie dogs got them the last time. And they were at pretty good size when the prairie dogs got them. So I'm really looking forward to those growing. I just went ahead and did two because I'm like always having problems with critters getting my food. In here, I put some, this is a blend, that harvest blend of potatoes, and I had just little tiny ones about that big. I just threw them in here. And I might have to, didn't have enough dirt. I'll add more dirt later. These are a russet here, and ignore the spider plant. Like I said, I ran out of soil, so I just temporarily stuck that spider plant in there with the potatoes. I think that's it there. Okay, so I'm attempting to grow more than one, but a full-size tomato plants. This is a Cherokee purple. And I just basically last night when it got really cold, not really too terribly cold, but colder than this, I put a cup over the top of this to protect it. But that should be a full-size tomato plant. And I have no idea whether I can grow that down here in the time I have or not, but we will find out. Here are the what's left. I will say I had 3 of these trays out as I was traveling, and birds got to one. I'm assuming it was birds. It was up on a picnic table. Once again, the birds got to him. They didn't touch my tomatoes this time, though, so that was really cool. I have 3 more tomato plants here. Here's another Cherokee Purple. These are a cherry pear type thing. And this is Black Creme, another full-size tomato plant that as soon as I get some soil, I will put it in a pot. I have pots, I just don't have any soil. I've used it all. So these are lettuces. When the birds got everything, they got my pak choi, so I grew more. And as you see, those are fine. They came up pretty fast. And the birds mostly got the lettuce and the pak choi. I just planted some more cabbage in here this morning, and I planted some more kohlrabi in here. I mean, these cool weather crops are going to do so well down here this winter. So far, they're just going crazy. So my concern is whether I can grow any tomatoes through the winter here or not. Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, so yeah, I still have some plans for the garden. I'm going to spruce it up a bit. I have some things coming from Amazon and here in the next week or so, and I will show those all to you when they come in. But now on to the questions. Like I said, people were curious. I think some are new subscribers, but I thought I would answer instead of typing it all out, just answer here in my video the questions you have. Okay, so RVing Keep It Rolling wants to know, do I own the land in both places, up in Eagle Nest and down here? Or do I rent both the spots year round? Okay, so the deal is, up in Eagle Nest, I kind of came across good fortune, I should say. And the lady that runs the RV park up, it's an RV resort, asked me to come and take care of her greenhouse and her plants. And in return, she is, I have free rent. Everything's free. Hi, I'm doing a video. So in return for doing that, which isn't a whole lot of work, I can stay there. I have my place right by the greenhouse, and yeah, it's free. Down here in the desert, this is also sort of an RV park, except it's not a normal one where everybody's right next to each other. We are all spread out all over the Sonoran Desert here. I don't own this. I rent this spot here, which is a pretty good size lot. And it comes to, well, it was $800 a year. And of course, the minute I joined, they upped their prices. But I'm paying $1,000 annually. So yes, for a whole year. I could stay here all year, but I do actually know some people that stay here all year, but it's too doggone hot. So yeah, for $1,000, which my rent will come due in March. This is mine. This spot is mine. It has showers here. It has a library, a community center, laundromat, bathrooms, everything. But most people are pretty much, you have to be also self-contained. And that's why I had to go out and get the Wildcat trailer, because I needed a black tank. And I call it my fancy black tank, because you do have to be self-contained, even though they do have all these amenities here. So yeah, I pay $1,000 for this, and my summer, which I usually stay 6 or 7 months up there, is free. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So also I noticed there was a lady, Karen from Australia, and I just wanted to say hi. And Lori has a question. Does she have a question? Oh, she talked about doing things in the camper to keep it protect it during the summer. I can't remember. Yeah, because it's so hot here while I'm gone. I do remember, I can't remember everything I did, but I need to put water in my tanks to keep things from getting hot, drying out, and cracking. I also had a 5-gallon bucket of water I put in there with some webbing over the top so no critters could get in. I didn't want them to drown in there and then stink up my whole trailer. But I'm trying to think what else I did. I put Reflectix up on all my windows on the back and on the side. It's shaded over in my front yard. So I ended up putting a lot of my stuff over here on the shaded side where no sun touches it. But yeah, even this cheap chair that I got from my neighbor down here, I put it inside and still it cracked from the heat. When I got back, that bucket, 5-gallon bucket of water, when I got back last week, was completely dry. Just kind of, I think the attempt is to keep moisture in things so they don't crack. We'll see. We'll see. Everything worked. So, even I did the water pump the other day. Everything is working. The pump's working. Everything's working great. So that's not a problem. Okay, so I have another question / comment from Patricia. It's very similar to the very first one I did. Yes, this is an annual site. You can stay here on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And I was staying monthly last year until March. And I signed up for annual after that. That way I get the spot. The spot is mine. Nobody can take it. I can garden. I can do what I want in my little part of the desert. So yeah, I pay $1,000. It's $1,000 now. They hadn't raised it in quite a while, so it was way, way too low. So they upped it to 1,000, and then they will up it according to cost of living, no more than 5% every year. There is no there's no electric here. Everybody throws out solar panels. And it works wonderful. I mean, it's just like I didn't even have any problem with the sun last year. I didn't even think about it. Yeah. So yeah, basically, if you want to stay, there is some other parks across the road that have electric and sewer and all that, but not here. This has you just throw your solar panels out. Some people have generators. In fact, I noticed my neighbor across the way when we had 2 days of clouds, they were running theirs, but you don't hear that very often. It's kind of, there's no rules against it. It's kind of frowned upon by everybody. So yeah, we all just throw our solar panels out. There is water at every site. This is owned by the water company here. And not every site, but you pick a site that has water if you want it. But most of the sites do have water. But that's about it. And when we have the library, the laundry room, the showers, the bathrooms, community center, all that stuff. It is boondocking with amenities, basically. Okay. My friend Nancy from Wisconsin, actually, Nancy, that event that happened with the whole sinking in the sand was not the only thing that happened. The other thing that happened while I was driving and I didn't talk about was those guys that got my blinkers and stuff working again. Well, apparently in the process, they messed up my 7-way plug. So, okay, so here's the 7-way plug on the van, and it has a little flap. And then the plug from the trailer, Scamp, goes into that. And this flap comes down and holds it in place as you're driving. They busted the hinges on this. So halfway across the state of New Mexico and Arizona, I had no blinkers or brakes on my Scamp. I tried. I would, every time before I'd leave, I taped it up. I had duct tape. But I just couldn't get it right. And it would fall out before I got to the next stop. Talk about being paranoid. I cannot win. I swear, I cannot win. But the very last place I stopped, I finally figured out how to get it to stay in place. And I duct taped it so good, and I actually got that last 2 hours from there to here with brakes and blinkers, and it didn't fall out. Of course, I'm here now. So yes, I'm ordering another 7-way plug. Yeah, it was just the hinge was there. That thing comes down and it holds that in place. So yeah, there was one other issue and I dealt with it too, but we'll get that fixed. I'm not going to procrastinate on this. I've already talked to a couple people about rewiring and putting another 7-way in the van. We'll see. Okay. Julie, I got my greenhouse there. It's called Quick Tent from Amazon. And I checked before I came on here and the link was not working. So I will try to remember, and if I don't, let me know, but I'll try to remember to redo that link there. It's in the description down below. I think it's like the last in a row of things of the stuff I have. And it was called Quick Tent. And I will try to get that link up and going again. Okay. Oh, and then I think Jim was mentioning, and somebody else said it was a good idea with the sand thing. I'm so glad I thought it when I got caught in that sand of deflating my tires. Okay, so that will, I think, work on in mud and things like that too. Because there's this one guy I watched, I can't recall his name offhand. Foresty Forest. He'll tend to go out 4-wheel driving. He will take the air down in his tires, about 20 pounds. And that way he doesn't get stuck anywhere. So, yeah, it should work not just on sand, but also on mud. What else we got here? Oh, and Sharon. Yeah, Sharon. Yeah, I was really upset about the idea of critters getting into my trailer. They did not. Thank goodness. I had gone through my trailer before I left, and I was shoving steel wool in every little spot I could find that they could possibly come in to. And it wasn't an issue. And I was worried about it. And my friend said, stop worrying about it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to try to get animals out of my trailer. But yeah, there were no critters in there. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm learning to keep the hood up on my van though. Because there are issues with them around here. Okay, what was my friend telling me? Who told me? Oh yeah, my friend was saying, yeah, she was up in the mountains in Colorado this summer, and she went to start her. She had a Class C. She went to start her Class C, and it wouldn't run. Ends up that she did everything in the world, couldn't figure out what it was. Critters got in and made a nest inside. I forgot what she said, and yeah, messed up something. And she says what's amazing is she had the strobe lights and everything, and they just ignored them all and come up, so the lights don't work. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. So what I'm doing is I just have the hood all the way up on my van. I never had issues with it, but knock on wood, you never know. And that is about it. I think I'll let you go for now. I hope you all are doing well. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.